evening and welcome to Information Please, your Peoria Public Library on the air, bringing you information about your library and your community. And this evening my guest is Alice Jackson, who heads up the Peoria Public Library Programming Department, and we're here to tell you about summer reading tonight. Hi Alice.
Hey Tricia, how are you?
Fine. It's another great year. I don't even know what year this is. We passed 60 a while ago.
We actually passed 65, so we're inching toward 70.
70 years of summer reading. So anybody watching this probably had the opportunity to be a summer reader sometime in their life.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's a huge event at Peoria Public Library, as you know. It's something that we plan for year-round. We joke that it should be called year-round reading because that's what we talk about it all year long.
We have a committee that as soon as one is over, we're start talking again and what we're going to do and what we're going to call it. What are we calling it this year?
This year we are using a state theme. It's Have Book Will Travel.
So there it is. Have Book Will Travel.
Yep. So he's driving a book
with his dog.
Yeah. And so we're doing a lot of programs based around that theme, and I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, lots of travel and around the world type things. So it's going to be fun, I think.
What I found was I've run into a few young people that say, "What does that mean? Have Book Will Travel?" And it goes, you may be young enough that you don't really get the connection, but friends my age do, from the famous TV show that had the Western guy out west. He was like a traveling lawman, and I can't remember the name of the show or the hero. I'm sure we could look that up at the library. And he had a card that said, "Have gun will travel."
Have gun will travel.
And so, but this works out great. If you have a book, you can travel.
You can travel. There you go. You're on your way.
You're on the way. You can go anywhere. Do a great way to spend the summer reading. So
some basics for everybody. Just like always, our summer reading program is open to all ages. We encourage adults to read with kids, kids to read to adults. I mean, just the overlapping and the intergenerational thing. It's everybody can earn prizes. Everybody can count their time, but we really try to make it a family event and include all ages in it. So we start June 2nd. We run through July 20th, 7 weeks, like we've done for the last few years. We have a Kickoff Events early June, June 8th. I don't know how to describe exactly what the lady does. A few of our children's librarians went to what basically is a performer showcase, and this woman was there. Her name is Laura Ernst, not to be confused with the author named Laura Ernst, children's author. But Laura was there, and she basically has a thing that looks like a giant hamster ball. Oh, and she is in the ball, and she does acrobatic type moves, and she does all different kinds of tricks and things like that. And with the Have Book Will Travel, she's turning her ball into a globe, basically.
Oh, fun.
And so she's playing off the theme and doing it that way. So she does some other, interesting moves and activities and things like that. So everybody was impressed with it, thought she was really cool. So we're going to have 2 shows with her to kick off summer reading. And you can sign up starting May 1st. I kind of skipped over that. You can sign up starting May 1st online, or if you don't want to do it online, you can come in and we will have a few paper forms that people can fill out. We really encourage the online, though, just because it's easier.
Well, the joy of doing it online is it gives everybody control of their own records. And it's just peoriapubliclibrary.org, and there will be a link,
and you click on that link.
Probably in the bottom, the footer that will be on every page you go to. That you can click and you'll get to it. And if people haven't done this before, it's very simple.
It is really simple. I mean, you just create a username and password for your family. If it's just you doing it, it's just there you go. But you can do your whole family together or a group. If you've got a neighborhood group that wants to read together, a book club, whatever, you can create that. And you check in once a week when you've read your 3 hours. Very simple, like you said. It's real easy, and anybody at the library can walk people through it.
But this is, for the mom who has 3 kids or 2 of them that aren't even in school yet, then you've read storybooks together for 3 hours. So you go in and you put down.
Yeah, your time reading with your children or siblings reading to each other or whatever the case may be. That all counts towards your time. You don't have to, you do 3 hours, your kid does 3 hours, your kid, whatever you want to do. We try to make it as easy and laid back as possible.
Yeah, and that's why we start with May 1st on sign up, just so moms can say, okay, I did this, I'm done.
Yep, ready to go.
And ready to go and have it all set up, and that in case you don't have time or you need to do it at the library, you've got plenty of chances to get signed up.
And it makes it so much easier when you do it online, because then if you are traveling anywhere,
we used to have people that said, oh, I can't do this because we take a 2-week vacation.
Well,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
Everybody's got internet. You can sign in on your phone.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
On your iPad.
Exactly. Anywhere that you can access our webpage, there you go. You can sign in your time. So if you haven't signed up by the time we have our kickoff event, then that's something that we really encourage and really push at that event is, hey, go on out and get signed up on the computers, or let us get your name, whatever. So that's kind of just a get everybody excited type event, and get them in the mood for it. And then we're going to do our zoo party again this year. We will have a Saturday dedicated to us, basically.
Yeah.
The zoo will be open to everybody, but with your party pass, you can use that and get in at any time. We will have our library staff there for just a 1 to 4 type time period. So we'll have a few other special things going on just during that time. But if you can't make it that 1 to 4 time, you can use that party pass and get in anytime the zoo is open that day.
Yeah, we tried to do what our readers wanted, which was, this big event. You worked all summer to be able to do this, which was to come to this party for free and get the treats and see do the games and have a chance to win the prizes. And you couldn't do it because it was one night for a couple hours, and now at least it's all day on a Saturday. You have 8 hours to try and come.
Exactly.
And we also, are we letting people into the conservatory again this year?
Yes, you can use your pass to get in also to the Botanical Center. You can use them both places there. So that's a lot of fun for, not everybody likes to go to the zoo maybe, or maybe they wouldn't want to see both, and that's fine. Whatever you want to do for that day.
Well, some of our older readers that don't have children with them may enjoy going to the botanical garden more than they would the zoo.
And if you want to do both, you can. If you want to do just one, you can, whichever way you want. So,
but it's free. And
it is.
You earned it.
You did. You did. So we'll get that information out. All the exact details. But we know that's July 27th, and excited with working with the zoo again this year.
But also, when they come to that's when they get entered for our grand prize drawings, right?
Yeah, when they bring that party pass in, that party pass is their entry form, basically. They'll either turn it in there at the zoo, or if they can't make it to the party, then they can just leave it at one of the library branches. And then we'll take all of those, we put them in a big tub, and we start drawing for all of our prizes.
And it used to be that you had to be present to win, and we took that requirement out, because that's really not fair.
No.
If that happens to be the day you have to be at a wedding, or
or you've got all day soccer games, or whatever the case
whatever
may be.
it is, and you can't get there, you still get your chance to win those big prizes. Can you reveal at this point when any of the big prizes are?
Well, we've got some of our favorites back again. We have a dinner for a large group at Olive Garden. They've done that for a few years now. We really appreciate that. It's a dinner usually for 10 people, so the winner plus 9 friends, family, whatever you want to do. We're working with the Peoria Chiefs on another suite. So the winner has to be an adult. The winner does get the use of a suite there at the Peoria Chiefs game for an evening. I'm trying to think what some other ones are. We've got some various coupons that come from different local businesses. I know that we have like a mother-daughter mani-pedi type thing from a couple places. So some different things this year. We were trying to reach out and get maybe some trips donated or something to go along with our theme, but we might have been wishing a little too big for that. But if anybody's listening and would like to do that, we are definitely interested.
Or if somebody wants to help the library out and sponsor a prize, that would be great too.
Yeah, we think that'd be fun. But we've got some great prizes, though. We really do. We're very lucky with all the sponsors that we have. So then, yeah, like you said, then everybody's name will go in for the drawings, and we'll draw those winners and call the people to come in and pick up their prizes. And that wraps it up.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of reasons to read besides going to the zoo and besides winning prizes, although there's some nice incentives to keep you on track. Why do we even care if we read in the summer?
Well, we know that as parents, as working in the library and whatnot, when children don't read throughout the summer, don't keep up on some of those things, they lose so many of those skills. And there's been studies done that there was a study that was specifically on 6th graders, and that a lot of them did a backslide of almost 2 years with their learning skills and their levels and everything.
They didn't read.
Yeah, and it sounds so minor, but it's such an important thing to keep that going throughout the summer.
If you lose your reading skills, then you lose. That's the key to everything else in school, is being able to read.
Exactly. And so if, as parents, model that, show that you're reading something, newspaper, magazines, whatever it may be, books, listening to books on CD or on your iPod or whatever, reading them on your e-reader, whatever it is, model that so that the kids see how important that is. Read with them, you know, as you're taking a trip this summer, you know, think about where you're going and maybe read up some, or, you know, gather some books about those places you're going. It's just so important to keep those skills up throughout the summer.
Right. And we should point out, if parents want kids to read when they're on a trip and they're worried about taking a library book because it could get lost or damaged, don't forget that you can use Tumblebooks Library, and they can read on Tumblebooks Library on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer. And also,
or ebooks.
Ebooks can be read on the readers. There's all kinds of ways to do that. Even if you're, you know, in a hotel room, you can go out to the lobby and use the public computer.
There's your public computer, and there you go.
Use the Tumblebooks. But the other thing you can do is, I know a lot of people do this when they're going to travel. They drop into the Friendly Finds bookstore and purchase some used books that you don't have to worry. Pay a quarter, 50 cents for them. Exactly. And you don't have to worry. You could share them. You can leave them behind.
Yeah, that's one thing we were talking about doing that. You know, if you go down there and you pick up books for yourself, book for your children, whatever, and like you said, a quarter, well, leave it in your hotel room. The next person that comes in may want that book. You know,
may be able to read it or whatever. There's a lot of that book sharing I've heard about going on. Leave it in the bus station, you know. You can even stick a piece of paper in it that says, you know, next reader or whatever, so they know that it's okay to keep it.
Yep, I think that's just the...
Nobody's looking for it.
Yeah, exactly. You're not stealing it. Please take it. Enjoy it.
Keep this one. So
just to keep those skills up throughout the summer is the most important thing. And I actually, preparing for this TV show, I ran across a website. It's called readingrockets.org. And I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying
there's a resource.
There really is a great resource out there, several. But readingrocket.org, it really has a lot of great ideas. And one thing that struck me was an idea that they had for parents or for teachers. But one thing they were talking about was parents going along on trips and taking a book, and kind of like what I said before, you know, if you're going to go to wherever it may be, check out a bunch of books about the Golden Gate Bridge and whatever else it may be. Or if you're reading a book about something that has to do with history, go to your local museum and see, you know, the things related to that book or whatever it may be. But there was a lot of great resources and ideas and suggestions on that website. So check it out. Do a Google search for summer reading importance, and the list is ridiculously long because it's just so important.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I know you and I both have the kind of kids that devoured 50 of those little picture books in a week. Yes. And it really goes and goes.
It does. It does. So we've to kind of tie into that, we have a lot of programs based around this theme.
And that's one of the things. It's summer, and you need to keep the kids busy. You need to keep yourself busy. You're saving up for vacation. All of our programs are free. Completely free. You can come to the library every day and do something.
Exactly. I mean, whether it's a program that's ongoing or just a drop-in craft, or just going in and checking out some books that day. I mean, we've got something going on definitely
go into
during
North Branch and see the bees.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
to the main library and play with the light bright.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
so many things to do.
For free, just like you said.
But
Yeah.
what are some of the programs we have coming up?
Well, for summer, we've got, like I said, a lot of things based around the summer reading theme. We've got 2 different film series based on travels, one for kids, one for adults. McClure is hosting one Fridays through June and July based on travel movies for kids. And then North Branch will be hosting one more for adults on Thursdays through June and July. So if you want to catch a travel film, we are the place to do it this summer for free again.
Yeah.
So, come in out of the heat and hang
Yeah.
out there.
Sometimes you just can't get it cooled down enough at home, and the library is always nice and cool.
It is.
We have to protect our books.
Yeah. We've got a couple, several different things going on. We have a Dance Around the World program. They're going to do that Fridays, June and July at Lincoln Branch. So the hula, the salsa, Irish dancing, polka dancing, belly dancing. I'm not going to participate. Well, no, maybe from the sidelines.
Yes.
But I am excited to see.
Is our world champion library employee, the Irish dancer, going to appear at this?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't heard who will be doing all of the dances, but that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, because we do have a librarian. I think people should go around and ask all the librarians.
Are you the
Are you the Irish dancer? Probably if they look at her red hair, they'll be able
They
to
might be
pick her
able
out.
to figure that out, yeah. So there's the Dance Around the World. We've got some Travel Tuesday programs where they're going to be doing different crafts based on kind of monumental things throughout the world. So the Great Wall of China, or maybe some African masks, or the Eiffel Tower, things like that. So different crafts based around that. There's a World Reading Challenge for teens at Lincoln Branch. They're going to kind of do their own little summer thing there. They'll have continents that will kind of translate into different genres or titles. So to try and, the challenge is to read around the world by reading the different types of books. So say North America would equal nonfiction. So read a nonfiction book, and there you can check off North America and work your way around and see if you can read something from all these different genres. I thought that was kind of, I thought that was interesting.
And it's, people tend to always read the same thing.
Yeah, I'm
like
guilty.
The same thing.
Yeah,
I am too. I'll
guilty.
just read mysteries
Forever.
every time and not pick up something new. And then when you finally do break out of the mold, you're like, oh, I should have done this
why didn't
before.
I do that a long time ago? Yeah, and,
exactly.
And I think with teens, or kids in general, if you can kind of do that early on and get them used to, checking out different things, literally checking out different things and seeing what's going on.
See different genres.
Yeah, I think so. But not to break away from the travel theme, we do have a lot of other interesting programs for this summer. We've got Snakes Alive coming, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a gentleman that deals with reptiles, and if you're not a snake fan, then you don't want to be at Lakeview or North on that day in June, but he will be a couple places in June with several different reptiles. I'm not sure exactly what all he has. We also have a butterfly release that we're going to do first day of summer in June at Lakeview. We have a chocolate tasting in June. We have a program coming, Chasing for Life, which is basically about, where it's a group of people that come in and talk about how to prepare for disasters and et cetera, things like that. And they also then talk about different adventures, I guess, if that's what the word you want to use, that they've done, different, with chasing tornadoes or watching hurricanes or whatever the case may be, and their adventures that they've gone through. So they're coming in June as well. So we're pretty, I think it's going to be an interesting program to hear some of these stories that they have.
And I worry, too, about kids getting the wrong idea about chasing tornadoes. So they see so much, so it'll be good to have someone talk to them about...
from the scientific point of it and the being safe and taking cover when you need to and things like that.
And how to prepare for disasters and emergencies.
Exactly.
And, children who've lived very short lives aren't aware of what can happen, where your world can change in an instant. And we've all been through that, either with a storm, even solar flares knocking out all the communications, or terrorist attack. I mean, there's so many things that can happen that change the world instantly. So it's good to
Yeah.
get kids start to think about that. So when it does happen, because it will,
They can be prepared.
they'll be
or
prepared
at least
and not be, completely taken aback by that.
Exactly. Then to be a little more lighthearted, we have Wet and Wild Adventures. So in July at Lakeview and Lincoln, they're going to have a day where it's pretty much wear your swimsuit if you're
if you're coming to
coming to the library those 2 days. Hopefully they're nice, sunny, warm days, and
because this will be outside.
This will be outside programs. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what all they do, but it is a Wet and Wild Adventure. And I know they said that they do have a no splash zone. So if you're not quite as excited about getting wet, you can stay in the no splash zone.
Oh, that's good.
So that'll be fun. Amazing Migrations is a program that's coming from, the Forest Park Nature Center. Just blanked out for a second. Yeah, Forest Park Nature Center is bringing Amazing Migrations, talks about the migration paths that different animals take and what they do and where they go.
And we live right under one of the major migration paths in the world, which is great if you don't know what are these huge flocks of whatever flying over. That's a good chance to think about what you saw in the spring and be prepared when fall comes, especially since they've done so much work on the river and Emaquan,
so many places
so many places that it's even picked up more with the wildlife and the birds, and you can see things right here in central Illinois that you won't see anywhere else. So what a wonderful chance to introduce yourself or your family to the migration patterns.
And if you haven't been to Forest Park or heard any of their programs that they come and do, they're very, very knowledgeable. Excuse me, very knowledgeable about the prairies out there and the wildlife that they have available, or not available, I shouldn't say that, but that are accessible out that way.
Accessible that you can see.
They're just very knowledgeable about all that. So excited about having them come. And a couple different funny things. We have a Houdini program coming, and going to talk about Houdini and all the crazy and wild things that he did throughout his life. And then Lakeview has kind of a little short series, a CSI program and a spy training program. So I know that's kind of a cool thing that a lot of kids are looking at these days is CSI programs. And so to put those two together, I think that'll be fun.
That will be a lot of fun for them. And it's fun to have your kids come home and do experiments and that kind of thing. As long as they don't blow anything up. But
please.
That's another thing that helps them get ready for school when we have summertime, when you don't have to be so regimented and you can let your curiosity grow and explore and see things. And some of the subjects that you don't get, there's not time to delve into in school.
In school, right.
Social
this is
studies,
the time to really explore those.
Take advantage, And if you're, if your kids are at daycare, they probably are going to do summer reading anyway at daycare, because often our daycares participate with us, and we should let people know that too.
We do a lot of outreach to daycare groups, summer camps, those type of things. Even summer school through the various school districts, we work with them as well. And they can sign up through the schools, and then they can participate and earn some prizes that way as well. Or some of those camps and daycares, they will actually bring their students to the various branches and participate that way too. So we really make sure that we try to reach everybody. You know, if you can't come in with your family, with your parents, whatever the case may be, we try to at least reach a lot of the kids.
So you can ask. You should ask your daycare provider if they're doing anything with that, because if they haven't discovered us yet, we're a great resource for them. But we're also offering some story times and things in the evenings these days, aren't we?
Yeah, we've got quite a few pajama story times at a couple of our different locations. We call them pajama story times because they're a little later than your normal one. You don't have to come in your pajamas.
But you can.
You can.
You want to get your little ones ready for bed.
And a lot of times
pajamas, because they fall asleep in the car
on the way home.
You can just, if you have the ability to carefully sneak them out of that car seat and into bed, you can do that.
Yeah, but we've got a couple of our branches that that's really taken off to do kind of more of an in the evening. Once you've had your dinner, come on in. You can bring a blanket and a pillow if you want to, doesn't matter. And they'll do kind of a not quite as wild story time, something to calm everybody down. And it's for all ages. We talk about the little ones a lot with story time, but a lot of our story times now are geared towards all ages, so that parents that have, the wide range, They don't feel that they have to pick and choose.
Yeah,
they can bring
you
everybody.
can only go to the toddler one, or you can only
No.
go to the one for the
Please.
grade school kids.
Yeah, bring everybody. It should be a family affair.
And it's, you know, it goes back to ancient human traditions, gathering around the fire at night
Yes.
to hear a story. That's
Yeah.
always been the way we as human families have celebrated, you know, storytelling.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you think storytelling gets kids interested in reading? That's always a question people ask me.
Well, I think hearing those stories and hearing about things that maybe they haven't heard about before, you know, learning new things like that, I think that sparks something. And then they'll want to go and check out something themselves. Or, you know, if you're up there and you're reading this really great book to this group of kids, well, then they want to go check it out themselves and read it for themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're getting closer to the end of this show, and before we have to say goodbye, I do want to go back and summarize again that we started off talking about summer reading. Have Book Will Travel. So we want to make sure people understand how to sign up and how to participate. So do you want to give us a little commercial here?
Yeah, a little
again?
quick commercial. Sign up starts May 1st. You can do that online from your home. You can come in and do it on our computers at the library.
Go to the library
library's website. PeoriaPublicLibrary.org. We'll have a button, a little link you can click on to go to that. Real easy. If you need help, give us a call or check with one of the librarians there. We'll walk you through it. And like I said, sign up starts May 1st. The actual program starts June 2nd. So that first week, that'll be the first week that you can actually sign in that you've read your time.
Yeah, that you've read your book. But you can sign in really anytime all summer.
Yeah.
If you somehow missed it and don't get in there right
we let
away.
you back sign. That's it's not a
2 weeks only.
Yeah, 2 weeks only.
Before.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right. Well, Alice, thank you so much
definitely.
for coming. And we're all excited. I can't wait to start my log again.
Yes.
I just like to challenge myself. Yeah. Well, it's going to be a great summer at Peoria Public Library, and it starts with signing up for summer reading. And of course, you can enjoy all of our free programs whether you're a summer reader or not. But why not do summer reading and get a chance to win great prizes? Challenge yourself, challenge your kids. Can you read 3 hours a week for 7 weeks? Of course you can. But the joy of this is it's not school, it's not assigned reading. It's the one time of year you get to read whatever you want to read. Keep your skills sharp, and your kids can even jump ahead and be a little ahead of their class if you challenge them a little bit this summer. It's a great way to do it, and the reward for all that is attending our wonderful summer reading party at Peoria Zoo, winning a Chiefs ticket, and winning lots of other great prizes. But you have to qualify, and you have to do that. It starts with signing in. We'll see you next week on Information Please.